Yeah, women are just as much fake natties as men are, and I'm not just talking about BBLs and breast implants and hair and lip filler and uh, all the things that people are doing. But women are also fake natties, as in the majority, as in the most or the most women who look amazing are taking Anavar or some other drug, and they're not talking about it.
I was curious what you thought about this theory, and this was Austin Dunham came on the show, and he kind of like he co-signed on this idea. So what Austin will do is he'll actually message guys will pay him because he's a male model. They'll pay him to message their girlfriends to see whether or not they cheat. And I asked him like, what was the correlation between like cheating? And he said it's when girls were posting thirst traps. And so my theory was it wasn't necessarily because you can't always tell a girl's body count. You're saying you had girls tell you they've been with 1,000 people. Most girls I know won't even tell most guys how many people they've slept with. What I found is that it's not necessarily body count or whether or not you can tell body count. It is her susceptibility to stimulus. Meaning, the more stimulus she needs as far as validation makes it more likely for her to cheat.
Absolutely. The thirst trap stuff, that's just one thing that bothers me the most when you're dating someone and they're posting constant pictures and it's a close up on their boobs and their how hot they are, and it's like you're filtering your photos and you're making yourself look even better and hotter than you are. For what reason? Why are you doing this? Like, you're doing this because you want people to DM you and say that you're hot. Now, the right person comes along that has a higher SMV than I do, which is very rare, but it's going to happen at some point. Guy who makes $100 million, who's 6'3" and good looking, and he writes you straight up, "Hey, I want to fuck you," and you're going to be interested, and it's going to happen. They're going to cheat on you. And so the thirst trap photos, a very high correlation with somebody who's going to be faithful and somebody who's not.
Yeah, the necessity, like what I said before, like attractive women are going to get attention. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the ones that need the attention. Like basically the correlation to when she sees Champagne Poppy, you know, Drake's account, how likely is she to respond to that one or Michael B. Jordan or whatever? The guys who are notorious for messaging, Tyga's another one. Like every girl I know in LA has got to hit up by Tyga to come to a music video. Like it's one of these things, like some of these guys are notorious for it. And how susceptible is she to that? Another thing I do here in Vegas is I go on stage at these different nightclubs because I've been living here for 13 years. I'll go on stage when a DJ's there and I watch how quickly the girl just like is mesmerized and then just wants to leave with the DJ or leave with the, you know, the rich guy or whatever. And you can kind of say, hey, that seems like a fun girl to hang out with. Maybe a cool female friend, but not somebody that I would want to put my trust into because it seems like she's more susceptible to stimulus.
Yeah, I mean, if they have the thirst trap photos, it's for a reason. They want somebody to message them. They want that attention. You could be a 10 out of 10, but if you're showing normal photos, not your ass into the air and not showing it constantly every day, then it's good. And if you're an 8 or a 7 and you're showing the thirst trap, it means you need that. It's probably because something happened as a child. It's all about the validation that you need. And so I would say a big red flag is looking for girls that are posting thirst traps, especially the more often they do it, the worse it's going to be.
Yeah. One of the trends that I love is that the you calling girls out for when they make those videos of calling men creepy for looking at them in the gym. I thought that was interesting. Like a girl is wearing like spandex or Lululemon, and the guy's looking, and immediately she makes him out to be a creep, and it's almost like a superpower they get, where it's like anyone who looks at me, I can judge them.
Well, it's good. It's like a double dose of attention they get, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, women want to wear these clothes and they know exactly why they're wearing it. They want people to stare, but then when you do stare, they get mad. But they want you to stare. They do. They do it for certain. They'll bullshit and lie to you and say, "I'm doing it for me." No, you're not. When's the last time you've seen a girl get up in the morning or come home from work and put up all their makeup and do their hair and look amazing and sit home and watch TV? 0 times has that ever happened. They're looking hot as fuck, getting their sexy outfits on, going to dinner, every time they leave the house, go to the gym and so on, because they want other people to notice them. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be getting ready this way.
Yeah, I think Tristan had Tristan had a great point here where he's talking about double attention. They're getting attention from the guys because of the way they dress, and then they're getting more attention because they're on TikTok letting you know that they're getting attention from men. This is another thing, another trend that I've noticed is girls talking about thirsty men on TikTok, and I'm like, no, it's not that men are thirsty. And maybe some of the men are thirsty, but most men probably aren't into you. The problem is you need us to know that men are thirsty for you because that's a double dose of attention that you get.
Well,
yeah, it's always the woman. Sorry, Coach Greg. It's always the woman who is like not as attractive, bragging on TikTok. You've seen these videos of how many men want her.
Yeah,
it's always that.
And there's the appeal to sympathy, which is a strong thing in 2024. The more sympathy you can get from someone for anything. I'm having a bad day. This person's making fun of me. This person's bullying me. No matter what, if somebody can get people to feel sorry for them, they're going to get more attention, more likes, more validation. And so this is what people are going for. Sympathy, the sympathy vote.
So obviously one of the things that made you and, like, say, Derek very prominent was the fake natty stuff that you would call people out. And I've actually learned a ton from watching that, being on TRT, noticing, the traps and the vascularity. And I'm 46 years old. I'm in probably better shape than I've ever been in my life because of TRT. It just completely, I got Rollo Tomasi. I know you're probably familiar with his stuff. Rollo, I got him on TRT, and he's like, it's just totally changed the energy that we have to go to the gym, stuff like that. And then one of the things I want to talk about is the concept of fake naturals. But when you talk about a lot of the guys, it's also female influencers who are getting implants or different stuff, or getting liposuction or on Ozempic, who are also claiming workout programs for women.
Yeah, women are just as much fake natties as men are. And I'm not just talking about BBLs and breast implants and hair and lip filler and all the things that people are doing. But women are also fake natties, as in the majority, as in the most women who look amazing are taking Anavar or some other drug, and they're not talking about it. And because they don't have a deep voice, because they're not shaving, they're getting away with people thinking, no, they're natural, but they're not. And so there's, I would say, just as many women who are using steroids as men at the highest level. And so when you see that girl with the six pack and the body, and you're like, and they write me in DMs all the time. It's very often I'll get these cases. They'll say, Greg, do you think this girl is natural? Like, anytime you think maybe, it's probably they are.
Wow.
Hey, if you want to connect with influencers, top models, and high status gentlemen, click the link below and I will show you how. Absolutely for free.